I bet you've all lived through the anguish of trying to tempt your kids into eating vegetables. Yeah, in the old days, my parents used to make me sit at the table with my mouth full of something that I could not swallow. Usually it was some form of canned green bean or some such, and it tasted like the inside of our fish tank smelled kind of, yeah, you know what I mean. And you just have to sit there with it in your mouth. You couldn't spit it out. They wouldn't leave you alone. You couldn't dump it in your napkin. And you had to try to swallow it. But nowadays we try to tempt our child with tasty versions of such things. This is what my daughters liked for courgettes or zucchini, depending on if you're French or Italian. Courgette, zucchini, French, Italian. And it's cheesy and creamy and cheesy, so everyone likes it. Nothing like a fish tank. Yeah. Well, it starts out with chopping up a couple little onions. I get my big knife and I chop up those onions really nicely, so perfectly. Yes, I do peel the onions first. I don't usually put the peel into the pot when I'm about to cook it. But after I chop them very small and perfectly, I put them in my big pot with some olive oil. And I fry them for about 5 minutes until they get really soft and kind of see-through. Yeah, it's pretty good like that. Chop up a courgette, which usually weighs almost a pound. Yeah, 420 grams or so. Chop it up and put it in with the onions and cook it all together. This could take up to 10 minutes. And to make the creamy cheesy bit, the custardy bit that goes over the top of this when I'm going to bake it in the oven and make it so that the kids will like it, use a couple eggs, salt, some nutmeg, and a pint, that's 10 ounces of whipping cream. I mix it together, and when the onions and courgettes are just right, I put them in a little casserole dish and spread cheese on top. This is kind of plainish but tasty cheese on top of that. And then I cover it with the mixture of egg and cream. Yum. And then I put something like Parmesan or some other melty cheese on top of that. And then I salt and pepper it again. Mainly pepper on top. Then I put it on a tray in case it boils over while it's cooking, and I put it into my oven at moderate temperature, usually 350, 170 C, and cook it for 20 to 25 minutes till it looks like this, nice and browned on top, bubbling, going crazy, and it smells really good. Put it in a bowl, and even if you don't like courgettes, you will love them like this. Yes, so tasty. Go.